Hello everyone and welcome to this video tutorial where I'm going to be walking you step by step how to create a portfolio website. So if you offer businesses where you want to have a portfolio site where you can show some of your works, or you just want to have an online presence where people can see some of your works and probably hire you, then this video is for you because I'm going to be walking you how you can create a professional looking portfolio website to showcase all of your works online and give you more online exposure. Alright. So before we get into the video, if you are new to this channel or you are yet to subscribe to the channel, so kindly go ahead right now and click on that subscribe button to subscribe to the channel. Alright, so thank you very much if you have just done that. If you are still here too, kindly go ahead right now and click on that subscribe button. Alright, so let me give you an highlight of the website you're going to be creating, the portfolio website. All right, so you can see it right here. This is a sample of what we are going to be creating. You can see I'm Michael, graphic designer, web developer. So right here, you can put a short about us text. Here you can have your social media link. Over here, you can see you can put in your picture so that they can see you. That helps in creating some level of credibility and trust when they can see the face of the person that they are dealing with. Now, if you look at the menu here, we have home, portfolio, blog, contacts, and then hire me. All right, so those are the basic things you definitely need. And if you scroll down, you can see here my works. So you can have a list of your works here. Maybe you're a graphic designer, you can put in some of your graphics here. If you're a web designer, you can put in images of some of the website that you have designed, just your works, just as a portfolio. And if you scroll down, you see there's an option to view more, which will take you to the portfolio page. And then if you look here, there's an email address and phone number, and then this copyright text. So you can see that there is not too much information right here on the website because that's a portfolio website. Okay, so this is just one. You can have different concepts of portfolio websites. Okay, so for example, this now, if I click on view more, so if I click on view more now, to show the portfolio page where to show your list of all projects that you've handled, or a list of your portfolios. All right, so and then you want to have a blog section. You can go ahead and have a blog. Maybe you want to be writing about some of the kind of project that you do or the job you do. You can do that, and then you have a contact us page, and then you can also have an hire me page, so you can see it here. All right, so this is the kind of website we're going to be creating in just a few minutes, and I'm going to be walking you through how to get that done step by step. All right, so with that being said, for you to create any website, there are basically two things you are going to need. Number one, you are going to need your domain name, and number two, you are going to need hosting. So let me explain what those two things are. Now, if you talk about your domain name simply means your website name. You can also call it that name. So that is what you put into your browser for you to access your website. For example, if you want to access Facebook, you go to the browser, you type in facebook.com. If you want to access Instagram, you type in instagram.com. So those words, .com, .org, or .ng, or .co.uk, those are what we refer to as domain name. All right. So the next thing you're also going to need is hosting. Now, take this website again as, for example, now, if this is your website, the image you upload, the text, everything about your portfolio that you upload into your website, they're actually being stored somewhere, making it easy for people to access your website. So where these informations are being stored is what we refer to as hosting. All right. So you need to get an hosting and a domain name. All right. So for you to get those two things, your domain name and your hosting, a platform comes highly recommendable. Okay, and even you are going to be getting 75% discounts plus a free domain. All right. So once you get a hosting from them, all right. So to get your hosting and your domain, so just come over to this website, akprosperblog.com/hosting, and then you'll be taken to this page. You can see here Hostinja. This is currently one of the best hosting platforms that you can find on the internet right now. They offer the best and quality hosting service. So if you're here, you see it, and you're getting 75% of hosting plus AI website builder. Okay, so once you are here, if you click on start now, here you'll be taken to the different pricing and the plan. All right, so we have the basic plan, the growth plus AI, and then the scale plus AI. Now, since we are working on e-commerce platform, I'll recommend you go with the growth.ai. Now, if you check the difference between the three plans, you see it right here. Now, if you look at this basic plan, remember we are creating e-commerce website. You can see for e-commerce, and then this is checked for e-commerce. Okay, so that means this has more features that we need to actually get us started. All right, and then maybe later on you can decide to go up with this scale plus AI. But since you are just starting out, this is okay. Now you can see you are also going to be getting a free domain for the first year. And remember, like I said earlier, you are going to be needing two things: your domain name and your hosting. So they are providing us with hosting, and then we are also going to be getting a free domain for the first year. And then you can also use this same plan to create up to 50 websites. So maybe once you are done with your first website and you want to create another website, you don't need to come back and purchase another hosting. With the same hosting plan, you can create up to 50 websites. Okay, so you can see these are some other features that comes with it: basic e-commerce, business email, 5 minutes backups per year, daily backup. You get up to 50 gig of storage, and then you get priority support, team collaboration, and the likes. Okay, compared to the basic plan. So what you do once you are here, just go ahead and click on choose plan. So once this page open up, the next thing you're supposed to do is to choose the period. How long do you want to purchase this hosting? Now, if you click here, you are going to have the option of choosing 1 month, 12 months, 24 months, and 48 months plan. Now, remember, you are getting a free domain. So for you to get a free domain, you have to pick anything from the 12 months plan. Okay, that's what is going to give you the free domain. Like you see it here, domain name, you won't be charged for it. You'll be getting a free domain. However, if you are thinking on long term, okay, I'll recommend you go with either the 24 or 48 months plan. That's if you are thinking of, you know, the website on a long-term basis. And also choosing the 24 or 48 months plan will also increase the discounts you're going to be getting. Okay, for example, now for 12 months, your total is $59.88. But if you go with 24 months, that's 107.76. And then if you choose to go with the 48 months plan, that's $181.92. Okay, and you're also going to be getting plus 3 months free hosting. Okay, so the higher plan you choose, the more discount you're going to be getting. For example, on the 48-month plan now, you are saving as high as $409. Okay, so just make sure you choose anything from 24 to 48. That's what I'm actually recommending. Okay, so depending on your budget anyway, but those are the two. So once you have chosen any of the plan that you want to go with, okay, then you can come over here and then you click on continue. So on this page now, you're going to be prompted to create an account. So here you put in your email address and your password. So you need to take note of the email address and the password you want to use to create your account with them. Okay, so once you do that, you put in your email address and your password, and then you click on register. Once you've completed the registration process and then you've verified your email, the next page you're going to be coming is where you're going to put in your billing address. So that's your name, your last name, your country, your phone number. You just fill in all of these details. Once you are done with them, you click on the continue, and then you'll be able to make your payment. So there are different payment options that will be available to you depending on your country. Okay, so you can pay with your card. There's option of PayPal, there's option of Google Pay, OPay. I think this is available because of the country, my country. So we also have Alipay and then CoinGate. So whatever country you're actually watching from, you definitely see a payment system that will definitely work for you. So choose whichever one that works best for you, and then you'll be able to check out. Okay, so you can see once you put in your either you want to pay with card and then you submit your payment, then you'll be able to purchase your hosting plan. Once you have completed the payment process of paying for your domain, okay, so once you've completed the billing process, the next thing you're going to be getting access to your hosting dashboard, which is what you are seeing here. So once you're on this page, you see all of these options here: your home, website, domain, horizon, emails, and the likes. So where we are coming is you click on websites. So once you are here, you see this option to add website. So go ahead and click on add website. Now all these options will pop up. We have WordPress, hosting your website builder. So what we want to go with is WordPress. Now you see some of this survey or questionnaire, so you can decide to skip them or answer them. So let's say I'm creating for myself or my business, go to next. So now the next phase now is for you to create an account. Now this information is what you are going to be using to log in into your WordPress website itself. Okay, so here you put in your email. You can see it here: WordPress email, admin email, and then your administrator password. Now one thing I would advise is make sure that whatever password you're using here, you take note of the password. Okay, so by default they'll generate a password for you. Okay, but you can go ahead and create your own password. All right, then make sure your password fulfill all of this information: one number, one symbol, one uppercase letter, one Latin letter, and then between 8 to 50 character. Okay, so one only Latin character. Okay, and then one symbol. So the symbol can be anything, full stop, and all of this symbol sign. So once you fill in all of this information, you click on next. Now you'll be asked to create with a website with AI, pre-built website and theme. So just click on create a blank site. All right. So now the next thing is this. Now they're asking that what domain or subdomain would you like to use? Now there are three options here. You can see number one, it said claim your free domain, buy a new domain, or confirm a domain you already own. Now let me explain the three to you. Now if you've purchased your hosting, there are chances, so that means you can go ahead and claim your free domain. So what you do is you put in the domain that you want to use. Okay, let's say for example this is the domain you want to use. Maybe you want to use this domain now, so you go ahead and put in the domain. If the domain is available, you see the option here with claim, so you click on claim. All right, so that's the first option. Now the second one says buy a new domain. Now this buy a new domain is when you want to create maybe your second website. Okay, maybe you've already claimed your free domain and then you want to create another website, you can go ahead and purchase another domain from them also. They also offer that service. All right, now the third one is confirm a domain you already own. Now maybe you already have a domain already, which is what I want to do. For example, I already have this domain gpt.com, and that's what I want to use. So I'll just go ahead and put in the domain so you can see, do you own this domain? Use it. So I'll click on it. So you can see the domain is registered at another provider. You need to verify you own it when you connect it to your site. So that's lets you know if you have a domain on another platform, maybe you have a domain from GoDaddy, from Bluehost, or from other platform, you can also use it. All right, so and that's what I'm doing. So you can see it here. I've put in this domain. I actually have this domain on another platform, Dynadot. Okay, so what I'll just do is then you go ahead and click on install WordPress. So with that, now our WordPress installation is in progress. You can see it here, 6%, 7%, 8%. So I'll just pause the video and let it to go to 100, but it takes less than 2-3 minutes. Okay, so guys, if you are finding value in this video, please give the video a thumbs up, and if you are yet to subscribe, please go ahead and click on that subscribe button. So once you are done with the WordPress installation, you can see you're going to be redirected to a page like this. All right, so here you're going to see onboarding and every other thing that you can see right here. Okay, so let me walk you through some of the things that you are seeing on your screen and some of the things that you should do when you're on this page. All right, so starting out at the upper right, you're going to have here the option to edit your profile. So if you click on it, why I want to go through this is that sometimes, depending on what you put in when you are signing up, all right, you might see your email here, and personally I don't like it, or maybe you might see a name that you're not okay with, or maybe you want to change it to your name or your business name or your name, okay, something that just match. Okay, I'm going to show you that, but away from that, there are other things that you see when you click here. First, you're going to see your admin color scheme. So this is the color that you're going to be seeing at the back end. All right, so you can choose from light, modern, okay, coffee, midnight. So it's a matter of preference. Okay, so but I'm okay with the default. All right, so another thing you might also want to do is your language. All right, so if you want to change the language at the back end, you can also do that from here. Okay, then your username, you can't change this one. You can see username cannot be changed. So here you can put in your first name. All right, your first name, you can also put in your the name of your agency or the name of your brand or your organization. Okay, you can also put it here. And then so when you come over to display publicly as, then you can select whatever name that you put here. So you can see that it has changed here. So it has changed right here. Okay, and then your email, if you want to change your admin email, so this is where you can change it. All right, and if you want to put in your about yourself, you want to put in your profile picture, you want to put a biographical info, you can do that here. And if you want to change your password, this is where you can change your password. So whatever thing you change here, just to make sure you update profile. So you click here to update profile, and that is done. So let's go back to that page that we were on before. All right, so once you're also on this page, there are a few things you also need to take note. Now, once you install WordPress and then you come over here, come in just a minute. Now, where you are having this your website right here. Now yours might be showing some random, some random words that is not even, that have nothing to do with your website. Just don't worry, because what is happening is that when you install a new WordPress, sometimes it takes time, maybe like 5, 10, 30, or 1 hour, or maybe 24 hours. Okay, that was then anyway, but not now. It doesn't take up to 24 hours, maybe 30 minutes or less. Okay, it takes time that much, okay, for your domain name to link properly with your hosting before you start to see your domain name. All right, so but what they do is, why, instead of you waiting, okay, because before now you have, once you, after installing WordPress, you might need to come back after 30 minutes or 1 hour, 2 hours, or 24 hours before you can continue. So instead of you waiting, they'll just give you some, they'll make it easy for you to keep working, keep creating your website. Okay, that's why you're seeing some random text here. So you can just wait after 30 minutes, you try to log in again. And if you want to log in, just put in your domain name /wp-admin, wp-admin, that's -admin. All right, and then you'll be able to log in, and then you see your domain name appear here. So you don't need to worry if you are seeing some random text. Okay, then away from that, another thing you also need to do once you are here is to come over to plugins and click on plugins. So what we want to do is to deactivate some of these, all these Hostinger plugins. Okay, so click on them, come to bulk action, click on deactivate, apply. So you first of all deactivate it before you delete it. So you select them again, click on bulk action, then delete, then apply. Right, so basically we are not going to be needing some of those plugins, but you see this light speed catch, make sure you leave it. We are still going to make use of that. Now you might be wondering what plugins are. Basically, in simple terms, plugins are apps, okay, let's call it some additional apps that you can install on your website to add more functionalities to your website, to add more features to your website. Okay, so if you want to add some special feature, there are plugins. So for example, if I come to add plugin now, you see that there are a lot of plugins right here. Okay, so you can see it here. There are a whole lot of them. Now take for example on your phone, like I said the plugins are more like apps that add more functionalities to your website. Now take for example on your phone also, you have the same way you have different apps that's doing different things on your phone. All right, adding more features to your phone, using, for example, you want to take a picture, you are going to have a camera app. If you want to, maybe you want to do some transaction on your bank, you need an app. Those is adding more functionalities to your phone. And if maybe you want to take a picture now, you might decide not to use the camera that came with your phone. You can decide to go and install a separate camera. Why? Because those cameras probably come with some feature that interests you. So same thing applies to some of these plugins also. Once you start to install them, you have proper understanding of what those plugins are. All right, so with that being done, now let me come back to dashboard. Okay, so now we have a cleaner dashboard right here. You can see welcome to WordPress, and you're going to be seeing a whole lot of all these things: site check, activity, WordPress events. So if you don't want to see them, if you just want to have everything clean, you can dismiss this. You can see, but this other one you can't dismiss them. So for you to do that, you just come to screen options, and then uncheck anyone you don't want to see. Okay, quick draft. So you can see right here. So basically, if you're operating an e-commerce website, you might want to see your analytics right here, so you can enable that. Still here, you just check that or whatever it is you want to show right here. Okay. Also, if you look here to the left, remember we are in the back end of our website. We have our dashboard, which we are currently on. We also have posts. So this post is where you are going to be creating a post on your website, like a blog post. Okay, so I've opened that up now. So you can see we currently have only this hello world. All right, and then if you want to add a new post, so just come over here and click on add post. And if you want to add a blog to your website, okay, so once you're on your dashboard, you come to post, you see add post. So just click on add post, and then you can see this, you are going to add a title. Okay, so you can put in your title right here. So once you put in your title, let me just say how to create a logo, and then you put in the body of your blog post. All right, so you can put anything ranging from text. Okay, so you're going to put in image also. You can see this plus, just click on plus, click on image, and then you can upload image, or you bring in an image from your library. You've not uploaded any image, so you can just click on upload, and then you can see you'll be able to upload something from your computer. All right, so you can see it here. So that is currently uploading. So once that is uploaded already, you can continue to add some more text. But that's like the body of your blog post. All right, so apart from adding image, if you want to put in other things, so once you click on this plus, you can also put in heading, gallery. If you click on browse all, So you can see a whole lot of things. You want to bring in a list, all right, or you want to use a table, so you can see it right here. If you want to add some audio, if you want to bring in a file, all right. So all of these are things are available to make sure that your blog post is looking very neat. Okay. So once you are done right there under this post section, you can, if you want to publish immediately, it is set to immediately. But if you want to schedule it on a later date, you can do that right here. Another thing, discussion is open. That means if you want people to be able to drop comment on your blog post, you leave it as opened. If you don't want, you close it. And then you can add a category for this particular blog post. Now maybe you want to have it as a category under logo, so you just put it here. If the category is not there, you just create a new category. Let's call this logo. All right, add category. So you want to put in tag, and if you want to put in a featured image, all right, so this is where you put in that featured image. That's the image that will show up when your blog want to show, all right, maybe on your website, okay, or any other website, right? So with that, now I'll walk you through the process. Then once you are done, just go ahead and publish. So with that, now I'll walk you through the process of creating a post. So the next one is media. So this is where you're going to find all your media files. You can see the one we just uploaded right now. So this is it here. Your images, your PDF, anything, any media file at all. This is where you're going to find them. All right. And if you want to add new, so you can see there's an option to add new. So you can either drag them here, or you can just click on upload and then select files, and then you'll be able to upload that. So away from that, we have pages. So this is where you're going to be creating all the pages for your websites. So currently this is the only page, but don't worry, we are still going to be having other pages like the home, the portfolio, the blog, and the likes. Right. So that is it for pages. We are still going to walk. I'm still going to walk you through how to add a page. You can see there's an option here to add a page. We are still going to get there. Away from that, we also have comments. So once you start getting comments on your website, especially if you have a blog, you're going to see it here. Then the next is appearance. Under appearance, we have theme. We only have theme and editor right now, but once we store the theme we want to use, we are going to be having more options under appearance. So plugin, I've talked about plugin. Then user. So under user, this is where if you want to give someone else access to the backend of your website, maybe to help you manage your website, you can do that under users. So I've opened that up. So you can see this is me right here, showing my name, the email, my role. I'm the administrator, and I have only one post. So if you want to add a user, maybe you want to give someone else access, so you just click on add user. And what you're going to do, you're going to put in their username and their email. Those are the two important things. And then a password. Then you can go ahead and fill in all of this information, like the first name, last name, website. Then here you give them a role. So administrator is the highest role. Now, depending on the websites that you are working on, the role will differ. But since this is just a regular website, okay, not an e-commerce or an LMS website where the roles will be much. All right. So, but for this now, currently the highest role is administrator. All right. So that gives them the equal access with you. Then we also have editor, author, contributor, like that. All right. So depending on what you want them to be able to do, okay. So for example, as a contributor now, they'll be able to create a blog post, but they can't publish it. So yeah, the roles are very different. So whatever role you want to give them, once you have put in them some of this information, you go ahead and click on add user, and then you'll be able to log in. So what they'll just need to do is go to the login page, which is this right here. They'll go to your domain name /WP-admin. Take note of that. All right, so that's it on the user part. Then the next one is on tool. So these are the options that are available under tool, followed by settings. So under settings, we have general, writing, reading, discussion. So the one of interest right now is the general. So let me open that up. So if you come over to general, under general, this is where you're going to put in your site title and then your tagline. Now your site title could be the name of your agency. So I can just say, okay, maybe PA Digitech. Okay, so I want you to notice PA Digitech. Let me just say website design. Okay, so another thing you notice is that the site title you put here is what will show up in your browser tab once you're on any page on your website alongside the name of the page. Although it all depends on how you customize it. That's a separate tutorial on its own using Yoast SEO. But one thing you also notice that what I'm putting here is what is showing up right here. All right. So here you can put in a tagline. So in a few words, explain what your site is about. Okay. So you can just put a professional web design service in Lagos. So let me put that real quick. All right, so you can see it right here. So your tagline could be something like that. All right, so here you're going to put in your site icon. So here you can put in your logo. So your site icon is, those images or your logo that shows up in your browser tab. All right, so this is where you upload it. When you scroll down, you can set in your time zone, your date format, your time format. All right, since we are creating a website for a portfolio site, that means we are just the one that want to have access to it. People cannot sign up. So make sure this membership is unchecked. Okay, anyone can register, is unchecked. We don't want people to be able to register. All right, so whatever changes you do here, just do make sure you save it. All right, so the last thing you'll be seeing here is this light speed cache. Remember, this is the plugin I said you should just leave earlier, that you should just leave it like that. Apart from ensuring that your website is fast, that's one of the things that it does. Another thing I find interesting about it is if you want to clear cache, you can use it to clear cache. If I come over to preset, if for any reason you are making changes on your website, and the changes are not taking effect, or you need to, clear cache, you can also make use of this preset, and then you can apply presets. You can do the essential, basic, and the advanced. All right. So it will help you clear a lot of cache that is not making your website behave normal. Let me use that word. So away from that, now let's come back to the dashboard. So with this now, I've explained to you all the options you are seeing here. Now, the reason why I took out time to explain all of this is because as we start to install our theme and plugins and a whole lot of things, you're going to be seeing them here. This place is going to be populated with more options. All right, so that's why I'm explaining it now so that you don't get confused. All right, so next thing we want to do now is to install our theme. We've talked about plugins. Okay, now it's theme. Again, a simple explanation. So I'll just over our appearance and then click on theme. Now, a simple explanation of what theme is they help you determine the layout, the flow, and the design of your website, how your website appears. Another example is this, is the theme on your phone. If you install a particular theme on your phone, it kind of like change the entire feel and the appearance of your phone. Some can, give you different icon for some of your apps, it's add some kind of effect and everything, maybe on your keypad, it's changed the way it appears and just the way that theme does on your phone is what it also does here. All right, and once you come over to the theme page, by default you're going to see a theme for the last 3 years. So this is 2025, 2024, 2023. Now let me show you something. So let me open up our website right now and see what our website currently looks like. So if you hover over this, you're going to see this view site. So let me open that in a new tab. So this is what our website currently looks like, and it's currently running on 2025 theme. Okay, so if I should change it to 2024, so this is 2024, I click on activate. All right, so you can see it's already activated, and that's why any theme you are using, you're going to see it here. It's going to be the first one that's going to appear here. So I've set it to 2024. If I should come back here and I click on this refresh, so you can see that it has changed. So if I do the same thing with 2023, I click on activate, you can see we're running on 2023, and if I should refresh it right here, you can see that it changes again. All right, so that's to let you know how this theme works. But these are not the themes we are going to be using. The theme we are going to be using, just come over to add add theme. So you can see we currently have 7,914 themes. Okay, right? So you can see there are a whole lot of themes right here, and a lot of these themes are unique. What you will get with Astra, the way Astra will appear on your website, or the feature you're going to get with Astra will be different from Cadence or Cadence. Okay, same with Ocean WP and the like. So there are a whole lot. You have Generate Press, Block C. These are popular themes. All right. So what I'll just also advise is especially if you are looking forward to creating more websites, or you are new to creating websites, just make sure you work with different themes. All right, so that you can understand how they work and have more knowledge and experience with that. And also working with different themes will make all your websites unique, so that they won't look just so exactly the same thing. All right, but the theme we're going to be using is called Zakra. To make it easier, just come to the search theme, type in ZAKRA or ZAKRA. Right, so this is it right here. So this is a theme we are going to be making use of to create our portfolio website. So just go ahead and click on install. So guys, if you are finding value in this video, please go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Now activate. All right, so you can see we've installed and activated the theme that I want to use. Now, what did you notice? You see that we are having more options on the appearance. Now we can see design, customize, widgets, menu, and the likes. Okay. All right, so before we go ahead and click on this get started, now this is the theme that we are using. If there's any other theme that you are not using, it's advisable to delete them. So we are going to be deleting these other ones. So just click on it. You see the option to delete. So, and basically why you are deleting it is just to reduce space on your hosting. All right, since we are not using them, there's no need keeping them on your website. All right, So now that that is gone, we only have this particular thing left. So start building with Zacra. Welcome. Thank you for choosing Zacra. Let's get you started right away with our visually appealing and attractive demos. So let's click on get started. So on the next page, you're going to ask to select a template that you like. So basically, we are going to be using a template, and the templates are already made websites, okay? Already made websites. So what we just do is to import the website, update the information to fit the kind of portfolio website we want to create, all right? So here we are asked to choose a builder. So we have the option of choosing Gutenberg, Elementor, and Breezy. Okay, so there are other page builder, but these are the ones available. So we are going to be working with Elementor page builder, which is one of the common ones. Okay, so under category, we want to choose a free template. All right, so to make it easier, just select free. And so away from that, from the portfolio, you can see that there are other free templates that you can use to create your website. So that's to say, if you want to create another website that is not even a portfolio website. Okay, for example, you want to create a photography website, you can see there's a template for you. You want to do travel, you want to create a food or a restaurant website, you can see there's a template for you. All right, so I have a tutorial where I made use of this. Then you maybe want to create something also for food and restaurants. You want to create something in the niche for health or dental website. You can see right there. So there are a whole lot of template that you can use to create websites generally. Okay. For example, now let me also explain something. Maybe for example, this is looking more like a dental kind of website. If you take a look at the preview and you are okay with the design and layout, you can also use it to create other kind of website that are not even in the dental niche. Okay, so you just maintain the layout and update the information. It's as simple as that. Okay, so but for this now, you can see there are a lot of templates here. So for this now, this is the one we are going to be making use of, minimal portfolio. So just for its minimal portfolio, so you want to create a service website, for example, you can see this is a plumbing template already made for you. All right, but we're going to be making use of this, so I'll go ahead and click on this. So you can see it's showing us a preview of what this template looks like. That's what I showed you earlier. So yeah, it's asking us to change the logo, but you're not going to be doing that from here. So just go ahead and click on continue and click on start import. Ready to import, click on start import, and our website is currently importing. This will take less than 2 to 5 minutes. All right. So guys, if you watch up to this part and you're finding value, please give the video a thumbs up. If you are yet to smash that subscribe button, if you are still yet to subscribe to the channel. So it has completed already. You can say congratulations. Import complete. Your site is live with your selected template. Visit your site. So let's go ahead and visit our site. That will open up in a new tab. All right. And then you can also go back to our dashboard. That will take us back right here. Okay. So now you can see with the templates we've imported now, we already have more options here. You can see we now have this block art. And then what else can you see? Under appearance, we have a new set of options. We have this Elementor page builder. You can see Agbleze form here. All right, so let me show you something under plugins real quick. So if I click on plugins now, all right, so you can see that we now have more plugins that has been installed by virtue of the templates we imported. All right, so this Agbleze form is responsible for the contact form that you're going to see on the contact page. This is the page builder we are going to be making use of, and this is another one that you are also going to be making use of in the course of the website. Okay, and this is the starter templates from the theme that we installed. All right, so what I'm just saying this is that I mentioned earlier that as we progress, more plugins are going to be installed. Okay, so these are some of them, and then you might go ahead and also install some depending on what you tend to achieve on your website. All right, so let me go back to the dashboard. All right, so now you can see this is our website. We've gone ahead to import it, and this is what we are having. All right, now if you open up your website and you are seeing this right here, that's because you are logged in. Okay, so if I should open it now in an incognito window, for example, so let me just do that. New incognito window. All right, so you're going to be seeing that you can see that part is not longer there. Right, so this is what the website is going to be looking at like. All right, okay, so that away from this now, so the next thing I want to do now is, now this is our home page. Now definitely this might not be your name, maybe this is not what you do. Okay, and then how do you go ahead to update all this information to yours? All right, maybe you want to bring in your own set of portfolio images, your own image, you want to change this text. Okay, how do you go ahead to do all of those? So that's the next thing I'm going to be walking you through in this video. So from the back, from your dashboard now, so come over to pages. Okay, so again, the way we are going to be updating the information here on the home page, the same step applies to your portfolio. Let me open it, your contact page. Okay, so your portfolio page, your contact page, you know, it's still the same process, all right, that you're going to use to modify the information here. So if you look at all the pages that we have here, this is showing Elementor. So that's to tell you that the page was created using Elementor Page Builder. All right. So any page that you want to edit, so you see this option, edit with Elementor. So that's what you're going to click on. Okay. And if you're on that page itself, so you can see it right here, edit with Elementor. So just go ahead and click on it. Okay. So that Elementor will open up. So first thing you're going to be seeing here is this notification, especially if you're opening this for the first time. All right, so you can go through this, okay, or for this, or I'll just go ahead and skip it. All right, so once it's open up like this, you are going to be seeing your website right here, okay. And let me also walk you through some of the things that you're going to be seeing. So right here is the structure. So basically what the structure does is it shows you the different sections of your website, all right, of that particular page rather, that you are on, not the website, okay. All right, for example, now if I should click on this section, this is it right here. And that is where where we are having this view more. If I should click on this first one, so this is this section here. You see it within this pink box. All right. So under it, if you click on this arrow now, you see the different things that are within it. All right. So we have this column, and under this column now we have this heading and text. So it is heading and text. Under the second column now, we have this text, and then we have social icon. So another advantage is to let you to know the widget or elements that is in each of those sections. All right. And another thing is that if you click on any of this, okay, you see something here, edit. So that means this was created using edit. If I should click on this now, you see edit social icon. That means social icon was what used here. If I click here now, edit text editor, that means text editor is what was used here. All right. So, and this structure, you can move it around. If you don't want to move it around, you can keep it at the right side here. Okay, but personally, I just like it to float around so that I can have more screens to work with, so you can see. So away from that, we also have this preview. If you make any changes or any effect and you want to see how it works, you can click here to preview it. Now this publish option works when you make any changes and you want to save. All right, so you just go ahead and publish it. Okay, so this structure now, if I should delete it and I need it back, I can just click here to come back. All right, so this is just checklist and what's new. So now we have these three things here. We have this desktop, tablet, and mobile portrait. What it means is that right now our website is showing what our website looks like on desktop. Okay, so if you want to see what your website looks like on tablet, so just click on tablet. So this is what our website currently looks like on tablet. If you want to see what it looks like on mobile, so select mobile, and then you can see what it looks like. So the idea behind this is that sometimes when you're working on a website and you're on desktop mode, you know, everything looks good, but you can switch to mobile and then you see that it's not looking good. Maybe the texts are too big or the texts are not aligning well. All right, so with that, you'll be able to edit the mobile view. You know, you'll be able to style it, but you can't change the text. For example, here I am Michael on mobile. You cannot change it to I am Fred on desktop. No. So what you can just do is probably change the size, you know, change the size and then the orientation and the styling. Okay. So with that being said, the next thing you're going to see here is this history. Okay, so if you want to undo certain things, you can just go back here and then undo it. All right. So away from this history, we also have this page post settings. Okay, called post settings. Under the post settings, these are the options there. If you want to add a featured image for this page, all right, you can do that. If you want to check out the styling, yeah, basically nothing much to do under this post setting anyway. All right. So another one is if you click on this E, which is Elementor logo, here you can do the site settings. So if I should click on site settings now, let me show you the option. So this is where you can set up your global colors. So if I should click here for global colors now, so this is where you can select the colors that you want to use for your website. Okay, you can add another color. So once you click here, you select the color that you want. If you have the color code, you put it there so you can see it here. Then here you can give it a name. You want to add another color. No, basically it makes it easy for you to also ensure consistency in your colors. All right, once you are working. So any changes you do here, always remember to save. All right, so that's it for color. So let me just discard this. The same thing for color also with fonts. All right, so this is where you save all your fonts you want to use. All right, it makes it easy for you when you are working so that you don't need to start picking the fonts over and over again. All right, so just the same thing we did for colors, also for fonts and typography. All right, so those are the options that are available under the settings. Now, if you look right here, these are widgets. So I can switch between widget and elements. Okay, so basically these are all the things we are going to be using to create the designs for your pages. All right, for example, now this heading, this is it right here. If you need heading, you just pick it and then you drag it to where you need it. This is for image. If you need image, divider, button, spacer, icon, you can see there are a whole lot of them. However, you won't need everything, okay? But there are a lot of things that you can actually choose from, okay, for you to create different sections of the page that you are working on. You can see we have counter, we have progress bar, testimonial, social icon, like this is it right here, okay? So, and for all of this, for example, if I should this heading now, if I should click on this now, you can see showing that it is heading that was used and the like. Now, all of these elements that we are having here, if you click on any of them, we are going to be having, in most cases, 3 sections. We have the content, the style, and then the advanced. All right. So under the contents now, if you click on any of them, this is where you can change it. Maybe I want to change this to I am Prosper. Okay. So you can see this is where you can change that. All right, so if you wanted to link to any page or any website, so this is where I'm going to put in the link so that once I click on it, it can take me to a particular page or website. All right, so if I come over to style now, this is where these are the options available under style. That's for heading. You can see I can set the alignment. Maybe I want it to be center aligned, I want it to be right aligned, or I just want it to be default. Then for typography, this is where you can set the font family that you want. You can see it's showing default because if you remember when we were on that page settings, that was where we set up the font family. Okay, so if you want to adjust the size, it's only set to 74. Maybe you want to increase it or reduce it, you can do that. The weight, if you want to transform it either to uppercase, so you can see, or to capitalize the first letter. Okay, so all of these options are there for you. If you want to increase the line height, the line spacing, or the word spacing, okay, so you can see it here. Okay, so you can see all of these options are available to you. Now you might not need to touch everything. Okay, I'm just saying it just in case you need it for whatever it is you are doing. Okay, so those are the options that are available here. If you want to add text stroke, okay, so you can put in a text stroke. Let me use a different color so you can see the effects of that. Okay, so if you want to put in a text stroke so you can see it. Okay, so that's what that works for. If you want to put in text shadow, okay, can put in a text shadow, select the color for the shadow. So let's say I want it to be, you can see it. So it's visible that way. All right. So it depends on what you are doing that you might need all of this. Okay. So you might not necessarily need them. All right. And a whole lot of other things. So this is where you select the color. It's already set to green. Now there's no over color. The meaning of this over is if I should move my cursor over it, maybe I want a different color. So that's the meaning here. Maybe if I move my cursor over it, I want it to change to this blue. Okay, this is for link rather, sorry, this is link color. Remember, we are not using link. So let me say there's a link here. So you can see it, once I hover my mouse over it, it's changing color. That's because here, under this over, the link color is this. All right, so I don't want it to have any link, so let me take that off. Okay, so that's how it works. If you look here too, if you click this this is where you can change this graphics designer. Maybe you want to change it to anything that best fits. All right, so this is where you put it under content. So once you come to style also, the same thing, you can just style them appropriately. Okay, and then the same thing will happen right here too. Right, so you see that I'm touching more of content and style. Now under advanced, there are other options there like layout, motion effects, transform background and everything. Okay, so you can just go through them. But let me explain this layouts now. For example, for this layout in advance, I come to layouts. I'm working with this particular elements right here now. Okay, so the difference between this margin and padding is, you see this content now is within this pink box. If I should, you can, and this is showing that it is linked. You can see linked values together. If I should add a margin of, you might not see the effect, but let's say of 50 now. So what it's doing now is that it is adding a space around it outside this pink box. That means there is a space of 50 pixels to the right, top, left, and bottom. Okay, so let me remove it again. But if I should unlink it now, so maybe I just wanted the space to the margin to be below, I can now increase it to 50. Okay, sorry, below, not at the top, but that's at the bottom. So you can see that it has created space between this particular element here and this, and that's the space you are seeing here. Okay, now let me take it out back, and then you see that it will return back to, okay, you can see now they are closed. Okay, so but if it is padding, but let me unlink it. So if I should put at the bottom now, I want a 50 pixel padding. What did you notice? You see that the space is within this pink box that is housing this text here. Okay, so that's the difference between margin and padding. Okay, margin will be outside of that particular element itself or that particular widget, but for padding it will be inside. Okay, the space will be created inside. So away from that, there are other options here. You might not need everything. Okay, so but one thing I'll say is that if you make any changes and you didn't see the effects, just return it back to what it was. So for motion effect now, this is where you can add some, maybe for example entrance animation. For example, if you put it to fade in, you can see the effect. You must have seen it in some other websites, maybe sliding down. Okay, if you want it to be the duration, maybe you want it to be fast or slow, how many seconds should it wait before it take effect. All of these are some things that you can just add to your website. Okay, some effects. If you want to do some transform, okay, maybe you want to flip it. Okay, if you want to have it to flip when you over, and then the background, you want to change the background, you want to add border, if you want to max it. Okay, all of these options are there. All right, so for this image too, okay, you can see I've mistakenly dragged this down, so let me make use of this history. So you can see history, I click here, you can see it's returned back to where it was. Okay, or you can just do Ctrl Z. It also works. That's on Windows. So if I want to change this image to mine, so once I click on it, you can see it's showing me that this is the image right here. I'll just click on it and then upload my own image. All right, and then replace it with my own image. All right, so it's as simple like as that. Okay, so I've walked you through the same way you were able to do all of this is the same way you are going to do all of this also. So all of these images now, for you to change them, just click on each of them. So you can see now I've clicked on this image. I'll be able to change it right here. So you can see it here. So I'll just click here, upload my own image. All right, so if I want to change this content here to fit what I want to do, so once I click on it, I can put in the right word here, and then click on this also, put in the right word here. If you want to style it in terms of color and everything, you can see it here. Styling options are here. All right, so the same thing you're going to do to all of this, and then to update your front page with your own personal portfolio. Okay, so and don't forget to always publish. All right, so with that now, I've walked you through how you can change everything here to yours. All right, also let me come back here and click this plus button. Now if there's anything you want to add that is not here before, and then you can see them here, what you just do is just click on it and then you drag it in. Maybe for example you want to put a button here, so I just bring it here so you can see, and then you can go ahead and style this button. You select the text that you want. Where do you want the button to link to? Do you want it to have an icon beside the button? Okay, you can do that here. If you come over to style, so you can set the position of the button. You can see center, the typography. If you want to do the text color, the text color is not visible, so let me use white text color. Let me change it to white so you can see it here. Okay, so all of this is how basically it works. Okay, you can set the background. Then if you come over to over, what are the effects you want to see when you over? So for example, I'm currently set to over. I want the background color to change to let's see, I want it to change to, okay, maybe this shade of blue, so you can see it here. Right, so all of these things are self-customizable, right? And if you don't want it, you can just right click and then you see the option to delete. Okay, so that is how it works. The same thing applies here. Okay, so there was a break earlier, sorry about that. All right, so also if you want to create a new section, okay, even though a portfolio website should not have too many sections, what you want to show is your works and it means for them to contact you and the likes. Okay, but if you want to create a new section, you can see, just click on this plus. You can use this flexible depending on what you want to do, maybe 2 column or just a 1 column. Okay, you have the 4 column. All right, you can just bring in any of them. Right, so with this now, you click on this plus and then you can bring in any of these elements or widgets that you want to use. So maybe you want to bring in a text, so you can see here, then you can add your text, format it, okay, appropriately. For example, now this text I've just put in here, I can decide to copy all the effects here. So what I'll just do, I'll right click on copy, then come here, right click and click on paste style. Okay, so to copy the fonts, the color, the sizing from this to this. Okay, so that makes it much easier. So maybe I want to bring in a video, so I just drag in a video underneath it. Okay, so I can post a YouTube link here. okay, for the video that I want to show. All right, okay, and there are other settings that comes with each of those widgets that you pick. Right, so like I said, don't forget to always publish. All right, so if you don't need this, so I can just go ahead and delete it. So don't forget to always publish. All right, so for this button I was talking about earlier, all right, so you can just, once you click on it, put in the link, okay, to your portfolio page. So if you search for portfolio, if you have the page created already, you can just select it here. So maybe this page now. All right, so that is how it works. And don't forget to publish. All right, so the same way we did here is what you're also going to do for the contact page. I've opened it up already. If you want to put in some contact information here, your phone number or your email, you can do that. Now for this one that is showing map, if you want to share your, maybe your office location or your location, so once you click on it, once you click on this map, okay, this is it here. So just click on this. If you click on it directly and it is not showing, just click here, Google Map. So this is where you're going to put in your address, all right, and then to locate it here. So here you can set the zoom. You can increase the zoom value, okay, and then you can see to go deep in. And if you want to increase the height, so you can see it right here. And don't forget to always publish. Now for this has been set up already. This form that has been set up already. So once this form is being filled, any message sent using this form will be sent to your admin email. All right. So just take it. And if you want to change that, if you want to change the admin email or the email where this message is going to be going to, so what you just do is go to your dashboard, and then you see it somewhere here, Everest form. So this is it right here, Everest form, and then you are going to update that. You can see all forms. Okay, so which of the form is this one using now? So 342. This is, you can see it's a 342. So 342, this is it right here, right? So you can come here and edit it. Okay, so you can edit the feed option, okay, and you can also edit where you want the image, the message to go. All right, so you can see under settings, under email, okay, so you can see to admin email. All right, and you can also make sure you change this from name. You change it to the name of your business or your brand or your agency. From address, make sure you update all of this information right here. So if you want it to go to a separate email, you can put it here. All right, so you can see enter the recipient's email address, comma separated to receive from form entry notification. All right, so make sure you update all of this. Okay, if you want to do the confirmation type, maybe once they send you a message, you want them to remain on the same page, you can see it here. If you want them to redirect them to an external website, so you can see it to another page, and then you put in the URL. So all this is they are left to you to decide how best you want it to work. Okay, so that's by the way. So let's come back to the contact us page. So those are the ways that you can update the information on the contact us page, the home page, and any other page. All right, so with that being said, now let me come back to the dashboard and show you how to create a page. So apart from these pages that we have created, the home, portfolio, blog, and contact page, so maybe you want to create another page that is not here. So you come over to pages, you can see the option to add page. Okay, so you just click on add page. So once the page opens up, you can see add page title. So maybe you want to create a FAQ page. All right, so you put in the title of the page, and then you can put in a featured image. It's quite optional. All right, then under this template is set to default. There are other options here, but let me leave it as default first, and then you go ahead and publish, and then you click on publish again. So let me show you, let's see what the page looks like. So let me open that in a new tab. So you can see this is the page now, but we are having a sidebar, and I don't want a sidebar for this page. So that means I'll come back here. Let me close this, and then under page, under this templates, I can switch to full width. Now for this Elementor canvas is when you don't want header, and then you don't want footer. You know, it's mostly used when you are creating a landing page. All right, so I can decide to move to Elementor full width. Now the reason why I'm showing you this is that if you are working with a different theme, these options will be different. All right, so that's why you need to understand how this affects how your page appears. Okay, and then sometimes the options here often differs. Okay, so you can just switch and see which one best fits what you want to achieve. So let's change it to Elementor full width. Okay, and then I go ahead and save. So that is saved already. If I come here and refresh, all right, so you can see I'm having this is better now. So what I'll just do, I'll come here and click on edit with Elementor. So this will open up Elementor again, and then you can use Elementor to create this page. With that, you can bring in whatever you want to use to create your FAQ page, for example. Okay, so for FAQ now, one of the things that you might want to use is accordion. Okay, so you can just bring this in and then you drag it. But before then, remember you also need to add some title and whatever. All right, so accordion, you can see where you can put in your question and then the answer will pop up here. All right, so and don't forget to always publish everything that you are doing. Okay, so basically that is how you can create a page. So if you want to exit out of Elementor, once you click here, you come to exit to WordPress. So once that open up again, click here, you can see we are back to pages. All right, so the next thing I want to do now is to show you the customization option. All right, so we are back to the dashboard, and then if you look right here under appearance, we have this customize. So if I should click on customize, so guys, if you are finding value, please give the video a thumbs up if you are yet to. Now you see that this page will also appear the same way Elementor was appearing. You see your website right here on the right, and then you are going to see all of these options. All right, so let's look at them one after the other. So just like on that global, we have typography. This is where you set typography for your website. So this works for pages that are not created with Elementor, all right, or some other sections that are not working with Elementor. So this is where you set up their typography. You can see the body, the heading. It's currently using Rasa. That's the name of the font. The body is using Muli. Okay, and then you can also set for different heading type, heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. You set their size and their font. Okay, the same thing with colors. So this is where you can select your color palette, and then you can select your primary color, your base color, and then your links color. Okay, so don't forget any changes you make here, don't forget to always publish. All right, and then your layout, this is where you can select your website layout. Do you want it to be normal? Do you want it to be narrow? Do you want it to be a full width? All right, and then you can select a custom width for that. All right, and then your sidebar, where do you want your sidebar to be? Do you want it to be at the right? Do you want it to be to the left? Or you don't want sidebar for any page on your website? This is where you choose that option. All right, and if you want your content area to be bordered or box, you know, the options is yours. So away from this, we also have the button right there. Then this is for the header. So this is where you set up your header. This is the header. All right, the header is the part that holds the logo, your menu, and every other thing that you want to put there. Right, so if you click on logo now. So this is where you remember the site title we put earlier. So this is it right here. If you want to change your logo, this is where you can change it. You can say you can remove it and then you can update it. So if you update it, that means you want to bring in a new logo. Okay. All right, if you want to put in a rectangular logo too, then the logo height. So if maybe your logo is too big, this is what you can use to adjust it to make it maybe look small or of a reasonable size. All right, so this is site title. So this site title right here, if you want to show here, what you do is you just enable it. All right, but since I already have a logo, it doesn't make sense letting this to show up again. So I'll just disable it, okay, including your tagline. If I should enable it now, you see that you can see professional website design service in Lagos is showing up. So I don't want it. I will check that. All right, so that's how you can change your logo, all right, for your website. And don't forget to always publish. Away from that, then for your menu, the next one is the primary menu. So this is how you can select how you want your menu to appear. All right, for example, maybe I want it to underline border. As you can see now, if I overwrite, it's underlining the border. Maybe I want it to be right border. So let's see. So you can see it's showing it towards the right. All right, so these are the options that are available to you. Then for this button now, you can see there's a button here. So if you want to change the text there, this is where you're going to change it. If you want to put in a link, where if they click it now, where should it take them to? So this is where you're going to do that. And then the color, this is where you can change the color. All right, okay, so that's it on that part. So away from the header, we have the post content. So this has to do with our blog. So let me open up the blog page. Okay, so this has to do with our blog. So it's asking how we want our blog to appear. Okay, this is where you select the sidebar layout and then the container layout for your blog. All right, under style, so you can also select all of these options. Now, by default, some of these options are okay, but I just need to go through it so that you can see where they are and the possibility of what you can do with them. Now, you remember at the beginning of the video when I changed my name to Prosper at this upper right. Let me show you. Okay, let me see where I can add that. Okay, you can see right here where I changed it to Prosper. Now you notice something that in this blog you can see by Prosper. Imagine if it's my email address that is here. Okay, no, it's not looking good. Okay, so that's the reason why that was the first thing I did when we installed WordPress, to change the name. Okay, so you can change it to your name or the name of your agency or your business or something. Okay, so back to single post. So this is where you select how your single post will appear. So if you open a post now, how do you want it to appear? So for single post, it's appearing normal. You can see there's a sidebar to the right, and this is the sidebar. If you don't want sidebar, you can select no sidebar. Okay, you can see it. Okay, so it all depends on what you want. And if you want it to be left sidebar, you can decide, okay, this should be left sidebar. All right, so it all depends on you. Post elements, all these are checked already. Post metadata, all of this, you can see it here. Featured image, title, meta tag, and content. You can see it here. So if you disable any of them, they are also going to be disabled. Okay, so go back. The same thing with meta pages and page header. All right, all of those work for blog. Now for footer also, this is where you can also set up your footer. You can see this part where it's having your email. So this is where you can update it. Let me show you that. So this is your email part right here. So this is where you can change it. Okay. And then so there are other things that come along with that: the color, the link, the size, the margin. If you want to set margin, all of these options are there. Then for the copyright text also, if you want to change it, let me show you. So this text right here. Okay, so if you want to change it, you can put copyright 2020, and then the current year. This is the name of your site, and then powered by. So you can say maybe website designed by, but maybe you want to put any other text. So if you want to get inspiration on what to do on your footer, you can also check your competitor's website and see what their footer looks like. Okay, so this is where you're going to change it. Okay, so this is where you're going to change that. All right, and it also comes with some. You can select the color, the links, and every other thing. Okay, so that's it on footer. And if you want to bring in something new, so you can see available components, right? So away from footer, we have additional. Under additional, we have this optimization is disabled. Okay, not sure what that is. We have this scroll to the top. So you can see this is that scroll to the top right here. It's currently enabled. And this is the color. If you want to change the color, so you can, if I hover it, it changes to blue. And that's because that is it right here. Okay. So away from that, we also have breadcrumb and then widget. So your breadcrumb is what we are seeing here right there. Okay. So if I should come back, we also have site identity. So under site identity is where you put in your site icon. There was an option for this under settings and general. Okay. You can also do that here. Put in your site icon. So if you look at header media, okay, so there's no header media here. So, but if you want to put it, you can go ahead and add a media for your header. All right. So away from that, we have menu, but we are also going to be touching menu, but not from here. The next is widgets. Okay, we're also going to be looking at widget, but not from here also. All right, then home page setting. Basically what this does is it's currently set to static page, and that's what it should be. Basically, this is how it works. If once someone try to access your website, they put in your website name. Okay, which page do you want it to take them to? Do you want it to show them a particular page, which is probably your own page or your blog page? All right, so but this is okay the way it is. All right. So away from that, additional CSS, if you are familiar with CSS, okay, so there are some CSS right here already. So, but just try not to tamper with them, okay, except if you really understand what's going on here, okay. So, but most of this that I'm seeing here works for Everest form. So these codes are mostly for Everest form. Okay, this is also for the gallery column, all right. So everything here, that's what these are the options that are available here. So now let's go back to our dashboard and show you how we can create a menu and those widgets I talked about. So guys, if you are finding value in the video, please give the video a thumbs up. If you are yet to subscribe, go ahead right now and click on that subscribe button to subscribe to the channel. All right, so we are back to the dashboard. Under appearance, you come over to menu. So you go ahead and open up your menu. All right, so when we talk about your menu option or your menu, let me show you what the menu actually is. So what you are seeing right here, where you're having your home, your portfolio, okay, that's what we refer to as menu. Okay, so you can see it here. Okay. So how do you go ahead to create this, or maybe you want to add something new to your menu? Remember, for example, the FAQ page we created earlier, how do we add it to our menu? So you come back to menu. All right, so we currently have just one menu, which is the main menu. So you see all your list of pages right here. So if you want to add any page to your menu, select it like this FAQ, and then you click add to menu. You can see it has appeared here, and you can go ahead and rearrange it the way best fits, so you can see it. Okay, but if you move it to the right like this and it's looking like this, that means it will be a sub menu under blog. Okay, so sub menu under blog. So if you want it to stand alone, so you can do it like this, and then you, like I said, you can rearrange your menu the way best fit. You can also use a post to your menu. So maybe, for example, I want to have this to be in a menu, top 10 design tools. I select it, I add it to menu. But one thing you notice is that this title is kind of like long. I can just click here and then change it to, maybe I just want it to show design tools. Design tools, okay, so that is shorter and it is better like that. Okay, so you can also use custom link. Maybe you want to link a particular in your menu. You have to have a link on your menu. Okay, so you can put in the link here and put in whatever title you want to put. It all depends on you also, and category. So whatever thing you do here, just go ahead and click on save. All right, and that with that you've been able to set up your menu. Right, so earlier I talked about widgets. So if you come over still under appearance and then you look at widgets, so with this that we've done now, if I should come to the website, if I should refresh it, let's see what happens. So you can see it here, home, FAQ, top 10 design tools. Okay, so this did not save properly with the text that we put, so you can come back to your menu and just refresh it. Okay, so refresh it and then rearrange them the way you best fit, and then you save. All right, so that's will sort that out. Okay, so that's it on menu. So for widgets now, so still under appearance, if I come to widgets, okay, so from this widgets now is where you can set up like your right sidebar. Let me show you what our right sidebar currently looks like now. Okay, just a minute. For example, if I should open up blog, so you can see this is our right sidebar where we are having recent post, archive, and then gallery. So this is where you can set that up. You can see we are currently on sidebar right. We have recent post, archive, and then gallery. So if you want to add something to your right sidebar, you want to take something out. For example, I don't want this archive to show on my right sidebar. I'll just click on it, click on these three dots, and then I delete. So that is out already. So now we have recent post, and it's talking how many posts you want it to show. Is sent to 5, which is okay. Okay, and then maybe I want to add something else. I can click here. Maybe I want to add an image. I'll click this plus. I can upload it or pick from my media library. Okay, so maybe I want to have this image on my right sidebar. Okay, and then I click on select. Okay, so you can see it here. So that is how. And then maybe when you click on this image, I want it to take you to a particular page. I can put it here. So most times you can use it to redirect people to, or you can post an affiliate banner there, so that when they click on it, it will take them to a particular page. So that is how you do it. Okay, so maybe I wanted to take them to this particular website, pacademy.co. Okay, and then click on enter. All right, so there are a whole lot of other options. If you click on this plus now, you can see there are a whole lot, gallery, quote, heading. All right, so you can see there are a lot of things that you can put there. If you want to put your social icon too on your sidebar, okay, if you want to have notice or slider, you know, there are a lot of things that you can actually put on your sidebar. Okay, but try as much as possible not to populate it too much. Okay, so that's for the side. That's it for the sidebar. Let's see, I think that's the only thing there. Okay, we don't really have much in our footer. Okay, so that's just it on the sidebar there, and do make sure you publish. So with that now, that's how you can update your sidebar. So your right sidebar, we are not using left sidebar, so you might not need to do anything here. And all of this, we are not actually making use of this footer 1 and footer 2. Okay, so with that now, we've been able to do all of this. So let me come back to home. All right, so with that now, I've walked you through the process of updating your home page and how to create your portfolio website. So guys, I hope you learned a lot in this video. If you do, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you have any question for me, let me know in the comments section. And don't forget, I'm going to leave a link to the hosting plan so that you can take advantage of the 75% discount you're going to be getting plus the free domain. All right, you'll find the link in the description or just below this video so that you can take advantage of that offer. So guys, I hope you really learned a lot in this. If you do, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you are yet to, And again, if you also need images for your website, okay, I can recommend you to go to pixels.com, pixabay.com, and then on Splash. And then if you also need content for your website, ChatGPT is there to help you out, okay? So guys, thank you very much for watching. My name is Prosper. And then with that, guys, I'll see you all in another video. Bye for now.